All right, we're going to go to that first. Give me Revelation, the first chapter. Revelation chapter 1 and 1.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Right?
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The word revelation just means to reveal. So he's revealing everything that he's seeing in the vision. Right? Drop down to verse 14.
14.
So this is the revealing of what Christ actually looked like. Read on.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So biblically, Christ had a woolly texture hair. Now, when we look at this man that this world calls Jesus Christ, that's not woolly texture hair. Right? Woolly texture hair is naps. Right? Who got naps? Like, you see what the brother got going on? Right? Your hair would be woolly texture hair. Christ had more of a coarse texture hair. Right? Read on.
As white as snow.
Come on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Now, when you look at this guy, that's strike two. He got blue eyes. Like, Christ had red eyes. His eyes was full of passion. I mean, look at what happened to his people. They were oppressed under the Roman government the same way that now we are oppressed under the American government. Right. Christ was full of passion because Christ had the only true love that any man has ever had for their people. When we look at Martin Luther King didn't actually love our people. He said it himself. I feel like I led my people into a burning house. Because ever since that we've joined ourselves with our oppressor, we ain't got no more black schools. They call them HBCUs, historically black colleges, because they ain't built no sense. Right. We don't have our own farming systems, banking systems. Our businesses fail constantly. Right? Read on.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So now it's getting into his skin color. It said he had feet as the color of brass. You know what color brass is, right? Kind of like a trumpet. So Christ's feet had a brown tone to it, but that's not it, right? Read on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
You cook. What happened if you take the chicken, you know what I'm saying, do your thing with the seasonings, and then kind of fall asleep on the couch when you put it in the oven or in a frying pan? It's going to burn, and that burnt color is going to be black. So it said that Christ's feet was as if you had took brass and that you had just cooked it and overcooked it. So Christ was just as dark as you and I. Christ was actually darker than us. Right. He was black. He was Bernie Mac black. Right? But they say precious purple. You know how you get so dark, you damn near purple now? Like Christ was a very melanated man. Yet we're fed this image. I go to Revelation, the 2nd chapter. This isn't the true biblical image of Christ. And the people that call themselves the Jews now aren't the true Jews. We're going to show you who the true Jews are. Right, read that. This is the scripture you're looking for, brother. Revelations 2. Right, read that.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9.
Right, what's going on, mighty man?
I know thy work in tribulation.
So he said, I know how hard you work. Nobody works harder than a black or Hispanic man. Nobody works harder and puts more effort in than the black woman does. Right? It says, I know your works, but even with your works, you still have tribulation. We go through more tribulation than anybody. I mean, look at the transatlantic slave trade. Look what happened during the Jim Crow era. What happened to Seneca Village, Black Wall Street. Nobody goes through more tribulation than us. Right? Read on.
And poverty.
And what?
And poverty.
Who want more Section 8 than we are? Right? Read on.
But thou art rich.
But because we rich in spirit, regardless of the position that we've been put in America, we still find a way to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps, to love one another, to build our families, to survive. Right? Read on.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
A blasphemy is a lie. So it said there's a man. It's Revelations 2 and 9. Okay. That's the scripture I was looking for. He said that there is a man going around claiming himself to be a Jew, but what?
And are not.
But they not the actual Jews. Right. Who are those? Who are the Jews right now? You know? Right now over in Israel, you see that war that's going on with Gaza, right?
That ain't no war.
Huh? It ain't. They bullying them. Yeah, they bullying them.
It's a crime against humanity.
I don't disagree, right? But when a crime that was happening against humanity with us, nobody came to save us. Right. So the people that call themselves the Jew right now over there stomping them out in Gaza, right? It says that they're not the actual Jew. But who are they? Read on.
But are of the synagogue of Satan.
It said that they are the house of Satan.
Say it again.
Right? They're the house of the devil.
Right.
That's who he is according to the Bible. Right? This is one thing that a lot of people don't understand about the Bible. And it's one of the most important things of the Bible. And when you finally understand this, it'll help. Well, when you finally understand this thing, it will bring so much more unity to the black community. Is that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Right? And we just read it. Read that again.
but are of the synagogue of Satan.
So it says that the Jews that call themselves the Jews right now are the synagogue of Satan. Right? Because we're the actual Jews. Give me Deuteronomy 28th chapter. You ever heard of you was a Jew before? Or an Israelite? That the black people were Jews? Yeah. Where do you see yourself on this sign? Who would you be? African American, Jamaican, Haitian, Dominican?
Upper with the Ethiopians. Upper with the Ethiopians.
So the Ethiopians, while there are Israelites in Ethiopia, the mass amount of Ethiopians are not Israelites. Right? But where would you see yourself? African American? Right? Read Deuteronomy 28th chapter. Before we read that, tell me a little bit about the history of African Americans. And we're going to show you it in the Bible.
Yeah, I got love.
Period. For you too, brother. Be safe, man. Yeah, anything. Anything about our history.
Majority of like what's shown, probably oppressed, still oppressed.
Oppression. Okay. Right. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and start at verse 47.
Deuteronomy 28 and 47.
Right.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness
Right.
and with gladness of heart,
Read.
for the abundance of all things.
Read on.
48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy,
Right.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
So it says that black people, like you said, we gonna have to serve our enemy. Right. Meaning that all the companies we work for, they ain't black-owned companies. Right. We got to serve him for what? Read on.
And hunger.
Meaning that if you want food, who do you got to go and get food from? Another nation. Right. Read on.
And thirst.
You have to pay a water bill. Water is supposed to be on this planet for free, but you got to pay a water bill. Right, read on.
And nakedness.
Right, your clothes, Tommy Hilfiger, Levi, Gucci, right? I can't remember half the stuff we wear no more, but it all comes from the same people. Right, read on.
And want of all things.
Meaning that if you want to get a car, if you want to get gas for your car, if you want to get a loan to get that car, you're going to have to go to somebody that's not of your own people. Right, read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What is slavery?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
You know what a yoke of iron is, right? It's like the little metal chain yoke that they was putting on the slaves when they had them in shackles. He said he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until what? Read on.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Like we reading black oppression in the Bible. What else have black people been through?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. How you can pick anything specific? Like a lot of people don't know, but you got the transatlantic slave trade prophesied in the Bible. You got Martin Luther King prophesied in the Bible, right? False leaders, Christianity, right? And the thing is with Christianity, real fast, read Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64, is that we regard Christianity as a good thing, but ever since we've been Christian, we've just becoming more destroyed. Now, while the Bible is the truth, the lie that is the modern day Christianity, right, is not aligned with the Bible at all. We go show you that. Read that.
Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
Right.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Right now we're in America and we scatter amongst every nation under the sun. You got Asians, East Indians, Arabs, white people, however many other nations all in one place. Right, read on.
From one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right. So like it says from one end of the earth even unto the other. You had the transatlantic slave trade that was going from Africa, coming to the Americas, going over to Europe, just scattering us everywhere. Right, read on.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Right, we're going to serve gods outside of the gods that we originally served. And what gods are those?
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Read.
Even wood and stone.
It says even wood and stone. Right? Because what are the two biggest religions with black people? One was what he said when he came up. He said, Assalamu alaikum. Right? And he expected us to say that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Islam and Christianity. Right? Because with Christianity, you got the cross. That's the wood. But with Islam, you got the moon and you got the Kaaba stone at Mecca, symbolizing the two biggest religions. And that was prophesied years ago in the Bible. Right? Drop down to verse 68.
Verse 68.
I think we left the flyers at the school. Read that.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
And the Lord is going to bring us into Egypt. Now, this Egypt is a different Egypt. It's not talking about the original Egypt. That word Egypt in Hebrew is Montezarium, which means between a rock and a hard place. So the Lord was going to put us in a bad position. How?
With ships.
Read it again.
With ships.
When did black and Hispanic people go into oppression with ships? During the transatlantic slave trade, right? Right, and what happened right after that? Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more
We
again.
ain't seen our homeland ever since. We still forced to be niggas on Water Street, niggas on Burlock, on Center Street. I'm tired of being on Center Street, man. Right, read on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your
The
enemies
second you get off the boat, you're gonna get sold to the highest bidder. Read on.
for bondmen
For slave man
and bond women,
and slave woman. Read on.
and no man shall buy you.
That word buy just means redeem, because we still in the same exact position that we were in slavery.
Right.
It's a plantation right now in where the hell is that? Nashville, Tennessee. Right? It was a horse plantation. And when you look at how big the slave quarters were, they're the same exact dimensions of the apartments that we live in now. As sad as it is to say. Right? So the position that we were in slavery, like we still in today, it just looked different. Right? Back then we was working for free, just for masters to give us food, water, and a place to stay. How many people outside of food, water, and a place to stay got excess money now? Behind on their bills, barely pay their rent, right? So you would be an Israelite sister more than likely from the tribe of Judah. Right, that would be a true nationality. We're not black, we're not African Americans, because God never named us that.
Right.
Our oppressor named us that. Black a color in the crayon box. Ain't no country called black, right? So we got to get back to who we are according to the Bible, and that starts with us keeping the commandments of God. You know the commandments of God? All right, we're gonna show you some. Give me Deuteronomy, the 14th chapter. Right, keeping the commandments of God are sometimes even as simple as what you eat. Right? Who you choose to be in a relationship. What days you do business on and rest on. Right? Read that.
Deuteronomy 14 and verse 8.
Right?
And the swine.
You know what the swine is? It's the pork, right? You eat bacon. You know what swine is? It's pork. You eat pork? Bacon. Most of us do, right? I kind of grew up in Mississippi. He grew up in Alabama. Like, pork was a main part of our diet at one point in time. What did the Lord say about pork?
Because it divideth the hoof,
Come on.
yet cheweth not the cud,
Read.
it is unclean unto you.
It is what?
It is unclean unto you.
Read.
You shall not eat of their flesh.
The Lord said that we went into captivity all over something as simple as eating pork. You willing to give up pork for the Most High?
All I really eat pork is bacon.
Bacon? You willing to give up bacon for the Most High? All right, all praise to the Most High. Clap it up. Right? But you can sub that pork bacon out for beef bacon. It tastes better. Right. Turkey bacon mid. I ain't gonna lie to you. Right? But beef bacon, you like turkey bacon? See that? Right? But beef bacon and turkey bacon, you can just sub it out. Right? Read on.
Nor touch their dead carcass.
Keep reading.
These shall you eat of all that are in the water.
A lot of us like seafood as well. You eat seafood?
Here and there.
What type of seafood? Shrimp and grits, crab legs sometimes. Catfish, you a catfish fan? Right? And most of us are. Notice how the main things that we like to eat, God has a distinct feeling about those things. Watch that, right? Read on.
All that have fins and scales shall you eat.
So everything that comes from the water that got fins and scales, we can partake in. You got salmon, you got tilapia. I don't prefer tilapia, right? But you got red herring, red snapper. I think red herring is a bird. Yeah, cod. Right, read on.
And whatsoever hath not fins and scales.
But whatever don't have fins and scales, right? Like shrimp, crab legs. You got, what's that, King Crab Shack right down the street, man? All right, I guarantee you everybody in there is a nigga in some shape or form, man. Right? So it says that everything that comes from the water that don't have fins and scales, not only is it shrimp and crab legs, but what is the main fish black people like to eat? That catfish. That catfish got fins, but they ain't got no scales. Right? Read on.
Ye may not eat.
Right? And the reason that we eat those things is because, real fast, give me Judith the 5th chapter. Judith chapter 5 and start at verse 11. Because our oppressor knows that when we turn against God, the Most High turns against us. And that they can continue to keep us in captivity. Judith chapter 5 and start at verse 20.
Judah chapter 5 and verse 20.
Right.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor,
right,
if there be any error in this people,
read,
and they sin against their God.
And we do what?
And they sin against their God.
What is pork?
And they sin against their God.
Read.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Us sinning against the Most High is what's ruining our communities. Right? We think that it's just the oppression. The Most High is allowing this oppression to go on because of the sins that we keep committing. Right? Read on.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Read.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
Right.
let my Lord now pass by,
Read.
lest their Lord defend them.
So it's saying that when we stop committing sins, the Lord is going to more so be on our side. Right? And that all starts with pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Now you said you don't eat seafood that much, right? Are you willing to completely give up shrimp, crab, and lobster and catfish for the Most High? Oh yeah, I got here a yes or a no. It's up to you.
Got it.
I will.
All praise to the Most High. Clap it up for the sister. Right, give me Exodus, the 35th chapter. This is the last one because I know it's cold out here. I don't want you to freeze. Right, Exodus 35 and start at verse 2. Right,
Exodus chapter 35 and verse 2.
right,
Yo.
6 days shall work be done.
right.
But on the seventh day,
But on which day?
but on the seventh day,
Read.
there shall be to you an holy day.
So we say that the Lord's holy day is what day? Huh?
What day?
I'm asking. What day do as a people do we worship the Lord? You said what?
Really, any major holiday? Unless we use Christmas.
You said any major holiday? So the thing is with a lot of these holidays, like you said, Sunday, right? The thing is with a lot of these holidays is that they actually not biblical. Did you know that God actually hates Christmas?
Right.
And Christmas is in the Bible. Give me Jeremiah the 10th chapter real fast. I'm gonna show you. Right? But the holy day of the Most High that this world proclaims, they say that it's on Sunday. But it says 6 days shall work be done, and the seventh day is the holy day. The seventh day of the week is actually Saturday. Sunday is the first day of the week. That's another deception that we was taught, right? So we the main day that we go out and buy, right? Because on the Sabbath day it's a day of rest, right? Nobody to do business, right? Nobody's to cook. It's a day for you to just give yourself in totality to the Most High. But Saturday and Friday nights be when we go out to the clubs, right? And then you always notice on Monday they give a report of how many people died over the weekend, right? You still in Exodus 35, right? What did the Lord say happens when people break His Sabbath? Read.
Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death.
The reason that the death rate be so high on the weekends is because we be breaking the Lord's Sabbath.
Right.
And we be thinking that, it's just the city just terrible. It's like, nah, man, that's the Lord sending the Spirit, right, for breaking His Sabbath, even though we don't know we breaking it, right? Read that real fast in Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 10 and
Two.
verse 3.
Uh-huh.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Right?
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman.
Right? So they take a tree, right? Kind of cut a tree out of the forest and do what? Read on.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Right? What do they do with the horse?
They deck it with silver and with
They
gold.
kind of take the ornaments, hang the ornaments on there, maybe a little toy car, hang it on there, put a nice little star on top. Right? Read on.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
So it's going into the description of a Christmas tree. And the Lord is actually against Christmas trees. What we don't even know as a people is that where that actually started is with a man named Nimrod. Right? And what Nimrod did is when he died, his mother believed that his spirit went into a tree. So every year people had to come and bring gifts into this tree. And anybody that didn't bring gifts into the tree got beheaded, and they would hang your head on the tree just like the ornaments was, as a symbol of what happened when you disobeyed. Right? So Christmas itself and even Easter goes back into pagan holiday. Easter goes into a god named Ishtar. I believe she was a Mesopotamian god named Ishtar, the goddess of fertility, which is why you got a rabbit that lay eggs, because rabbits is known for high reproduction and eggs are supposed to represent new life. So the holidays that we celebrate as a nation are sins against God. And we got to get back to the biblical holidays like Passover, Purim, Nicanor. The holidays that we have, like Passover is all about the freedom that the Most High gave us from our oppressor. Right? Meanwhile, we celebrating Christmas. And Christmas, real fast, give me a Revelation 11 chapter. I know I said that was the last verse. This is the last one for sure. Right? Give me Revelations 11. Start at verse 8. I'm gonna show you why the other nations celebrate Christmas. Right, read that.
Book of Revelation 11 and verse 8.
Right.
And their dead bodies shall lie.
Read it again.
And their dead bodies
So it's talking about us. Our dead bodies do what?
shall lie in the street of the great city.
The great city is referring to America. So our dead bodies, like what's the brother name? Trayvon Martin. right? What's the other brother named? George Floyd. All of our people, that Breonna Taylor, our dead bodies are lying in the street of this great city, right? Read on.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Sodom, because it's known for the mass amount of sexual immorality. There is no place that's more homosexual than America, or more what they say sexually liberating than America, right? And Egypt is because it's known for one of the cruelest slaveries throughout all of history. So this is referring to America, right? Read on.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Right, and the reason that the Lord was crucified here, one, is because the people are his body, right? And then two, look at this image. Right, this image is an absolute crucifixion. It's re-crucifying Christ. Right, read on.
And they of the people and kindreds
Right.
and tongues and nations
Right.
shall see their dead bodies.
Shall do what?
Shall see their dead bodies.
So all of the other nations is seeing our dead bodies and doing what?
3 days and in half,
Right.
and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
You read it?
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
They shall do what?
Rejoice over them.
So everybody's rejoicing when they see the death of blacks. All of them is. That's why when you go into these Asian stores, all of the people that's actually getting killed, like the brother Mark Brown, you got an Asian woman that called the police because she knew what the police was gonna do. She called the police and lied on them. George Floyd, right? What's the brother name again? Trayvon Martin, Ahmad, right? Read on. Right?
And make merry.
And do what?
And make merry.
What is Christmas?
And make merry.
So they rejoicing, they making merry, right? Read on.
And shall send gifts.
And shall do what?
And shall send gifts.
What do you do at Christmas?
And shall send gifts.
Read.
One to another.
So when these other nations is celebrating Christmas, they actually celebrating the downfall and troddenness of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And that's why we got to separate from Christmas, right? We got to get back into the Lord, right? So I'm gonna quiz you before you go. Right, what do we say your nationality was according to the Bible? You said Judah. All praises. Clap it up for the sister. Right, you'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. That'll be your tribe, right? What can't you eat?
Seafood.
All praise, clap it up for the sister, man. Right? Last question. Right? What day is the Lord's holy day? You say, I want you to say what?
Saturday.
I want you to say whichever one the Lord said.
All right.
It's the 7th day. It's Saturday, sis. Right? So Friday night at sundown to Saturday night at sundown is the Lord's holy day. So once the sun goes down in like 3 to 4 hours, right, that's the end of the Sabbath day. And then that's when we can go back into buying. But until then, right, we can't buy or sell. We don't cook. It's a day for us to, congregate in righteousness, right? But you got any questions for us? All right, remember that you're an Israelite, sis. All right, be safe out here. All praise to the Most High, right? And the word has to go out, man. Right, we say this all the time, but it's time for our nation to repent. Right. Go back to Ezekiel, the 24th chapter, right? Ezekiel chapter 24 and start at verse 3.
Ezekiel 24 and 3.
Right.
And utter a parable unto the rebellious host.
Drop down to verse 4.
Verse 4. Gather the pieces thereof and to it.
Read.
Even every good piece.
Even what?
Even every good piece.
So the Lord is saying you got to take every single piece. Take the good pieces, the bad pieces. The Lord had to slaughter a lamb when it came down to our nation. Right, read on.
The thigh and the shoulder.
Read.
Fill it with the choice bone.
Meaning that all of the fat things, all of the goodly things, like the Lord is about to throw all of it into a pot and turn up the heat, man. Right, read on. Give me Jeremiah 30.
Take the choice of the flock.
It says do what?
Take the choice of the flock.
Meaning that the Lord gonna take our noblemen, our high men, the men that this world deem as esteemed people, and do what? Read on. Yeah, somebody out here tweeting.
And burn also the bones under.
And do what?
And burn also the bones under.
And the Lord gonna set that fire up, man. Like the Lord is gonna burn. Sis, would you be a Puerto Rican? This lady with the mitts. Right? Hey, you got 5 seconds for the Bible, sis. 5 seconds for black men and the Bible. Ain't nothing better than black men in the Bible. On a Saturday. Right? Keep reading.
Bring that out.
And make it boil.
What's going on? You got questions?
So,
How you feel about this image right here? How you feel about that?
I don't know what it looks like.
Who, Christ?
Yeah.
We'll show you. Give me Revelation, the first chapter. Right? Christ, according to the Bible, was a nigga. He was a Negro the same way I'm a Negro. Right?
Can't disagree with it.
You said you can't?
Can't.
Yeah, you can't. Read that.
Revelation 1:1.
Right?
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Drop down to verse 14.
14.
He don't want to hear it because he don't want us to take that precious white Jesus away, man. Right? Read that.
His head.
Hold on. I'm gonna show you. You said what?
I don't know what he looks
We
like.
gonna show you what he looked like. That's what I said.
I heard you say
Christ looked like a nigga. How I look like a nigga? Right? Read that.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Christ had nigga hair. He had nappy nigga hair, woolly hair, just like how he got nappy nigga hair. Right, read on.
As white as snow.
Look at that, you can't take that. He said, read on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right, read on.
And his feet.
And his what?
And his feet.
Now it's going into the color of his feet. Right, read on.
Like unto fine brass.
Right, it says his feet was a brownish color like brass. Right, read on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if they did what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
So Christ had nigga skin how I got nigga skin.
That's right.
Right? So Christ looked like me. Right? This image, this white Jesus right here is a devil.
I will not argue with you on that because I don't know what it looked like. 'Cause
Right.
There's no cameras back then, and I might agree with you.
Yeah, but John wrote down everything that he saw.
Can't disagree with you.
Yeah, I know you can't. Right? You can disagree with this white Jesus though.
Right.
See, they can't take that. They don't like equating Christ with the N-word, man. Give me Acts the 13th chapter. They can't take it. Right? And not Christ wasn't a nigga, right? Got cleared up for the people at home. Right? But Christ had the same qualities, physical characteristics that we have today, man. Right? Read that.
Book of Acts chapter 13 and verse 1.
Hey, you know, a lot of people go to that and say, oh, that word means niger. When you go to that word in the Greek, that word says nigger. Right? Read on.
Now there were in the church
Come on.
that was at Antioch
Read.
certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon.
Read.
That was called
What
nigger.
was Simeon called?
That was called nigger.
Simeon's name. They used to call this man nigger.
Doing the DoorDash, brother.
You doing a DoorDash?
Yeah.
You an Israelite, brother. You just gotta remember that, man.
Yeah.
You know you're an Israelite? A Jew? You ever heard you was a Jew before?
No.
Yeah, you know the Jews was black, man. Right now they say that the Jews was white. The Jews look like me and you, man. Christ was a Jew. What did Christ look like? I'm gonna ask you this. Hold on, look. Which one is a more accurate depiction of Christ? This dude right here or this dude? Now we say take away the horns. The world believes that Christ looked like this. But we're gonna read you one scripture from the Bible real fast because I know you're on your way. So go straight to verse 14.
Revelation 1 and 14.
Right.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So Christ had a woolly texture hair, how we do, right? Read on.
As white as snow.
Come on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Read.
And his feet.
And his what?
And his feet.
Now it's going into his skin color, right? What did his skin color look like? Read.
Like unto fine brass.
Brass is a brownish color, kind of like that car that's behind you. Read on.
As if they burned in a
You
furnace.
take anything and burn it, it's going to turn crispy the same way that I'm crispy, man, from sitting in this sun.
Yeah.
Right? So Christ was a black man, how you a black man. You a Jew according to the Bible, brother. You got to remember that, man.
Right.
Right.
I appreciate
For
it.
sure.
You have a great one.
You too, brother. And we got to come on. We got to bring out the truth, man. We got to bring out the truth because if we don't, guess what's going to happen? This going to happen, man. Give me Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15, man. Now we got to prophesy. Now we got to bring out the truth. Ms. Lady, would you be a so-called Latino? They don't want to take it. Right, read that.
Isaiah 66 and 15.
Right.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
He said what?
For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
It says that the Lord, would you be a so-called Latino? Oh, well. Oh, cooked. Like rigatoni. Read that, man.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
Right?
And with his chariot.
And with his what?
And with his chariot.
Man, listen, the Lord got a spaceship like Tazama, man. Like the Lord gonna pull up, right? And a 2025 shout. No, I'm just playing. Right? But the Lord got a spaceship. You see, you got the spaceship twins, man. Brother with the Camaro, brother with the Challenger. Brother's pulled up, man, in the shits, man. It says that the Lord gonna pull up with a chariot, man. Right? Read on.
Like a whirlwind.
Like a what?
Like a whirlwind.
Read.
To render his anger.
To render his what?
To render his anger.
To render something means to give, to show, right? The Lord is going to render his anger with what?
With fury.
With what?
With fury.
Read it again.
With fury.
What's coming?
With fury.
The Lord is coming to bring fury, man. They think that Christ is coming back as a lion for no reason, man. There's a reason. Give me real fast in Revelation. I believe it's the 17th chapter where it says he had a name that no man knew, right? They think that the Lord is coming back to be kind and soft. The Lord is coming back to punish.
Right.
What is going on? Y'all collecting sticks?
Yeah.
What's going on, family? Brother, you got 5 seconds. Y'all got 5 seconds for the Bible? Are we out here to teach blacks and Hispanics? Sister with the Bucks jersey, you got 5 seconds. Just 5. See that? You ain't got no time for God. Damn, I wonder if they dyking. That's probably what it is. Right, read that.
It might be chapter 19.
It might be 19. Right, we keep reading.
In his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right?
For by fire.
For by what?
For by fire.
Read on.
And by his sword.
Read.
With the Lord please.
With the Lord what?
With the Lord please.
Read it again.
With the Lord please.
That's how the Lord is coming back to talk. To plead is to plead your case, man. When the Most High comes back, you got time. You got time now, sis. I know you do. Right? Just got the hair done.
No, I did.
Got the swoop. It still look good.
Thank you.
Right. So we're gonna ask you this, right? Most people turn this around with that. You see your nationality on this sign? Might be African American, Haitian, might be Dominican, Puerto Rican in you. Like, what would you be? What's your nationality?
Black.
Black, so African American. Right, so with us calling ourselves African American, right, when we look at Chinese people got a land that they can go back to. Right? You got Japanese people got a land that they can go back to. Even the Caucasians, like the Italians, got a land of Italy. What land of black can we go back to?
No.
We ain't got one. That's because black ain't our actual name. Black is a name that we took on, right? You know, black actually means, the word black actually, give me Songs of Solomon 1 and 5 right here, real fast. Black means oppressed, right? But you know who else was black? Christ was black. The men in the Bible were black. Give me Songs of Solomon chapter 1 and start at verse 5, whoever can get it, Bible can shut. Right? Because our history, we believe that our history start at the transatlantic slave trade. Our history start way before that. Our history started in the Bible. Right? Read that.
The Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5.
I read.
I am black.
I am what?
I am black.
What does Solomon say?
I am black.
Right? Read.
But comely.
He said I'm black and I'm handsome. Right? But it was confident in his skin. Right? Drop down to verse 10.
Verse 10.
Read.
Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels.
So it said that his teeth are comely with rows of jewels. You know what that looked like? Looked like gold teeth in his mouth. Right? The brother was slugged up, got the diamonds, right? Like some other people we know. No, I'm just playing. Sorry, though.
Thy neck with chains of gold.
So it said his neck had on chains of gold, right? Even like the different traditions that we had. When you ever seen like a Chinese man with a grill in his mouth?
Never.
What about a white dude? Couple times. They was probably emulating black culture.
Oh,
right? What's another race? East Indian or Arab? You know what I'm saying? That's not their thing. That's our thing, right? So us, according to the Bible, we'd be the true biblical Israelites. We'd be the true Jews. Like real fast, give me Isaiah the 3rd chapter. Isaiah chapter 3. Give me bonnets, man.
It's Isaiah chapter 3 and verse number 20.
Right?
The bonnet.
Right? It says what?
The bonnet.
Now this is talking about our women. I'm gonna show you that real fast. Jump up to verse 1.
Okay.
Oh, so like, what verse you at? 16? Yeah. Read that one.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 16.
Right.
Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty,
right,
and walk with stretched forth necks.
So it's talking about our sisters, right? And you know how a lot of our sisters is. I can't even tell. You probably been backstabbed by evil ass. I almost said them out their name, but an evil ass woman so many times. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So we're saying they haughty, walk with stretched forth necks. A lot of them think they too good for anybody. Right, read on.
And wanton eyes.
And what?
And wanton eyes.
Right, wanton eyes. You know how they do the little paint on their eyes to kind of make them look Asian. Right, read on.
Walking and mincing as they go.
Right, what do they do to the club?
Walking and mincing as they go.
Right, read on.
And making a tinkling with their feet.
So that's talking about when the sisters be kind of going around in heels. You know how a woman, when she can't really walk in heels, going to the club, kind of stumbling. Right? It's saying she walking and missing as she goes. Right? Drop down to verse 20.
Right. Verse 20.
Right?
The bonnet.
What do they wear?
The bonnet.
Read it again.
The bonnet.
Right? So you got gold teeth, gold chains, black skin, bonnets. Right? What else? Read on.
And the ornaments of the legs.
Right?
And the headband.
Read.
And the tablet.
And
the earring.
And the what?
And the earring.
Right? So it's going into all of the different things that we do as a culture. According to the Bible, we would be the true Israelites.
Right.
You would be an Israelite more than likely from the tribe of Judah. And this ain't Christ, right? We say that that's Christ. Everybody, grandma got this image of Christ in a house. But Christ was a black man the same way that we black men.
Right.
Right? Christ's mother, Mary, was a black woman the same that you a black woman.
Right.
You ever heard that before? You knew that Christ was black?
Yeah, I do.
You do? And you knew that you was a Jew or an Israelite? Right, so since you know that, right, because lies got to be stumped out, don't they? All right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to stump on that lie. You got to stump on that lie. You said it, right? That's it. You got to, come on, sis.
Come on.
Let's jump Jesus, man. Let's jump Jesus, man. Right? We got to stump the lies out. So you an Israelite, sis. I need you to remember that. I know it's cold. We don't want to hold you up here for too long, right? But you got Instagram?
Yeah.
Take our Instagram down real fast, right? If you got any biblical questions, we can answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to my sister. She likes stuff like
She into the Bible?
Yes.
You supposed to be into the Bible too.
Right.
You supposed to be learning how to be, you know what I'm saying? WFI_Milwaukee.
Never mind. Here, just put it in.
I got you. We got a school.
To my family.
Yeah, bring them on through.
They send Bible verses to the group chat every day.
Right. Put us in a group chat and we gonna send their ass whole breakdowns every day.
Okay.
I got you, sis. What's your name again?
Takira.
All right, Takira. Remember you're an Israelite. All praise to the Most High, man. Right. I don't know how long, but I will go time.
40.
40. I got a little more left in the tank. Go back to Ezekiel 24th chapter. Lady with the mask. See that? She knows I was gonna get on her ass. Right? Ezekiel 24, I think he had verse 5. Read that.
Ezekiel 24 and 5.
Right.
Now take the choice of the flock.
So I've done to verse 6. So like,
Verse 6. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord God.
come on.
Woe to the bloody city.
Reed says what?
Woe to the bloody city.
What's gonna happen in Milwaukee?
Woe to the bloody city.
What's gonna happen in Chicago?
Woe to the bloody city.
What's gonna happen to the D?
Woe to the bloody city.
The Most High said, woe unto the bloody city. Right? Read on.
To the pot whose scum is therein,
Right?
and whose scum is not gone out of it.
Read.
Bring it out piece by piece.
It says do what?
Bring it out piece by piece.
Read on.
Let no lot fall upon it.
Right?
For her blood is in the midst of her. She set it upon the top of a rock. She poured it not upon the ground.
Right? So like, my
cover it.
bad. That was just weird, man. You gotta watch, man. You gotta watch some of these Edomites, man. But you can't trust them. That was just creepy, man. Dog was a freak. You got that on camera? Yeah, little creepy man, man. I don't trust him. He just really wanted to walk behind you. You know, some men just like to send a man. Give me that real fast. What I'm looking for? Sirach 19. When they say you can tell a man's come by his gate, I think it's Sirach 19 and like 26 or something like that. Right. Read that.
This book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 29.
Right.
A man may be known by his look.
It says that what?
A man may be known by his look.
You know, you could just look at some of these cats sometimes and just kind of already know what's going on, man. Right? What's going on, brother? Y'all got time for the Bible? Right, read on. Hey, sis, you got time? You got time for your brothers? Time for the Bible? For God on this good Saturday? You got time? You got time for the Lord on this good Saturday morning? Saturday evening? All praises to the Most High. Right? So this is what we out here doing. Right? We out here teaching, one, that this isn't the image of Christ. Right? That blacks and Hispanics isn't the biblical name that we were given. Right? And the position that we in as a nation is because we disobeyed the Most High. Give me Daniel chapter 9 real fast. Daniel chapter 9 and 11. Right? Because people think that blacks and Hispanics are in the position that they in right now off of sheer luck. But it's not. It's because of disobedience of the Most High. Give me John chapter 3 and verse 16. Read that.
You want that?
Yeah.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 11.
Right.
Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
Right.
Even by departing.
So we departed from the Most High. Right. Read on.
that they might not obey thy voice.
Read.
Therefore the curse.
Read it again.
Therefore the curse.
What happened?
Therefore the
It
curse
says, therefore the curse has done what?
is poured upon us.
Now look at the position of every person that's on this sign. West Indians, Jamaicans, Haitians, Guatemalans, Panamanians, right? We're all oppressed. Every single one of us. We're going through some type of curse or some type of downtroddeness. The Native Americans owned all of the Americas at one point in time. And now they forced us to be in reservations. That's because we disobeyed the direct voice of God. I read John chapter 3 and verse 16.
John chapter 3 and verse 16.
Right? Start at verse 14.
Verse 14.
Read.
And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness.
Right, there's a scripture in the Old Testament where the people were being plagued by snakes. Right now in America, we're plagued by snakes. Because when you look at the different people that set up around our nation, like every Arab got a fried chicken spot somewhere in our hoods, right? They got a liquor store somewhere in our hoods. The Asian people be having hair stores somewhere in our hood. We're surrounded by snakes. The same way that at the time of Moses, they were surrounded by snakes. And what Moses did was he took a serpent and he put it up on a pole. Right, read on.
Even so must the Son of Man be lifted up.
Right.
That whosoever believes.
So it says that even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Because what that serpent did was when anybody beheld that serpent, right, they were saved. They were saved from their pain, right? Their lives changed. That's the exact same symbolism when it comes down to Jesus Christ. Christ was raised up as a black man in an oppressive state to be the greatest leader to blacks and Hispanics that we have ever had. Right. The leaders that we have right now, we got our Martin Luther Kings, but let's look at the track record of Martin Luther King. Like Martin Luther King, before he was with Coretta, was sleeping with white women. Like he was sleeping with white. I don't know if you've seen, the FBI just released a whole bunch of stuff about Martin Luther King, and he was wild.
Orgy parties.
He was doing orgy parties with nothing but white women, right? And ever since Martin Luther King's dream came true, it's been a nightmare for black people.
Right.
Because we don't own anything anymore. Our families, back in the 60s, we were number one. The black household was number one in marriages and in family. But now, you can't get somebody to stay with their baby daddy to save their life. Right? Ever since his dream has become our reality, we have been destroyed. And the same way that Moses set up that serpent on a pole to be a symbol is the same way that we're supposed to look at Christ. Right? Read on.
Verse 15.
Read.
That whosoever believeth in him.
Read that again.
That whosoever.
It says that what?
That whosoever.
This is what the world thinks when they hear whosoever. They think no matter if you're white, if you're Asian, right? If you're black. But this is what I hear when I hear whosoever. I hear drug dealers. I hear thieves. I hear prostitutes. I hear the people that this world has deemed undesirable. I mean, when you look at the state of blacks and Hispanic people, we are the most in jail. The number one consumer of pornography is black men. We have been destroyed. We are a people that everybody on this planet thinks are or can't be rehabilitated. They don't try to rehabilitate us. You ever been to jail? They don't try to rehabilitate you. You know what they tell you every time you leave prison? You'll be back. You're going to come back. But you know what they didn't take into account? That Christ said what? Read that again.
That whosoever.
He said whosoever. Right? Even drug dealers. Even violent men. Even the molested. People give up on the kids that have been molested, who grow up, over-sexualize themselves, sleep with whoever they can, just land with as many people as possible to try to find love. Nobody try to rehabilitate them. They just say, you got to get over it. But Christ said, whosoever. Right, read on.
That whosoever believeth